Porsche didn't just build a car. They tried to rewrite the laws of physics, and it almost killed them. Picture the late 80s. The 911 was an aging icon, a relic of air-cooled simplicity. Porsche needed a miracle to survive the looming emissions regulations. They looked at the M96 project, but then, they pivoted. They turned their attention to a material that had no business being inside a combustion chamber: ceramics. The goal was radical. They wanted an engine block that could withstand temperatures steel simply couldn't touch. They wanted to eliminate the cooling system entirely. Imagine a high-compression flat six, screaming at 9,000 RPM, with no radiator, no water pump, and no heavy coolant jackets. The weight savings would have been monumental. It would have turned the 911 into a mid-engine weapon that defied gravity. But ceramic isn't steel. It's brittle. It's temperamental. It's a material that demands perfection, and in the world of high-volume manufacturing, perfection is a fantasy. Every time they fired the test rigs, the sound wasn't the rhythmic heartbeat of an engine. It was the sickening crunch of microscopic fractures spreading through the block. Porsche engineers watched in horror as millions of Deutsche Marks turned into expensive, powdered dust. The project was bleeding the company dry. They were pivoting away from their heritage, betting the entire bank on a material that shattered if you looked at it wrong. By 1992, Porsche was on the brink. The 911 was outdated, the new prototypes were failing, and the bank accounts were bleeding out. Internal reports from the time describe a company in panic, paralyzed by the realization that their future was a porcelain nightmare. They eventually pulled the plug. They buried the ceramic dream, scrapped the brittle blocks, and retreated to the safety of the water-cooled M96. It saved the company, but it killed the most ambitious experiment in Stuttgart history. We look at the 911 today as an evolution of consistency. We see the evolution of the flat six, the refinement of the chassis, and the steady march of progress. But beneath the polished paint of those golden-era prototypes lies the ghost of an engine that never was. It was a failure of engineering, yes, but it was also the last time Porsche truly risked everything to break the world. Sometimes, the greatest stories in automotive history aren't about the cars that won. They're about the ones that shattered under the weight of their own ambition.